everyone, it's Kath Luthi from Web Design That Sells, and I promised you a video from the Eiffel Tower. Here it is. I won't do much more because it's actually freezing cold. It's snowing. There is so many people staring at me right now, you wouldn't believe. So that's it. I'll speak to you later from our cozy little chateau place. Yeah, that's it. Bye for now.
Hello and welcome back. It's Q&A Friday. I'm Kath Luthi and I am even more excited than usual to be presenting this week's Q&A from Paris. Yes, well, I'll be telling you a little bit more about that later. First of all, this week's Q&A Friday question is about SEO, and the question is from a lovely lady called Tonya Pizzala Krebs, and please Tonya, forgive the pronunciation. I'm sure I messed that up. Anyway, her business is Success by Property, and if you're a property investor, then you should go and check it out. Now, the question that Tonya was asking is if you can do your own SEO, so your own search engine optimization. So the big question, of course, this week is, can you do your own SEO? And it's a great question, it's an interesting question. And the answer to the question, of course, is yes. If you have the skills, by all means, go for it. I've seen a heap of business owners do their own search engine optimization a lot more successfully than some of the so-called SEO experts out there. The one thing you really have to know about SEO, if you are ready to delegate this task, is that there is a heap of black sheep out there. So people who call themselves SEO experts, who promise you the earth, and in the end they don't deliver great results. So if you do decide to delegate this, then you need to do your research extra carefully and find the right people to give your money to. Okay, so in terms of doing your own SEO, there is two basic ways to do your SEO, and one is the on-page optimization and one is the off-page optimization. So on page, of course, is everything that you can do on your own website, on your own pages to get your site ranking. Okay, so this is all to do with keywords and titles and meta tags and so forth. Okay, this just requires a little bit of knowledge about what needs to happen in all of these little areas where you put in your keywords and your title tags and so forth. And you can do this yourself, and it doesn't even take a heap of time. If you're on WordPress, there's some great plugins. The best one out at the moment is the SEO Yoast plugin. This plugin actually shows you color-coded whether you have done this right. All of this information is in posts that are done previously on how to rank on Google. So if you want to know more about this, just go back to that post and find it on my blog, kathluthi.com. Now, the off-page optimization is all the things that you can do from other websites. So basically, it's all about creating backlinks to your site. Another thing you can do perfectly well on your own if you know what you're doing, okay? But this is usually what SEO companies specialize in. They create a heap of backlinks to your website to make it look better on Google. Now, the real question here, I think, is the same as with all your marketing, because the real question is not necessarily, can you do your own SEO? I think the real question is SEO the best strategy to use to get the result that you really want? Okay, so before you make a decision on whether you do your own SEO or whether you get somebody else to do it, you need to look into whether SEO is the right strategy for you to focus on. Okay, so SEO should be part of any business strategy these days. But it is one of the most expensive ways in terms of resources, and I'm talking money and I'm talking time here. It is one of the bigger expenses that you can make on growing your business. So you really have to ask yourself the question, what is the purpose of doing your SEO, as with any marketing, like I said. And the purpose of SEO, of course, is creating traffic to your website in general, right? The purpose of focusing on SEO, of course, is you want to make more sales. So the real question here is, really, is this the right way to go? I really have to say this because for a lot of the people that I work with, SEO is actually not the right way to go. SEO is really important for people who have online shops, and it's really important for people who sell products or services that are not highly priced. So anything around the 50, 100, 150 mark, if that's the kind of prices you sell your products or services for, then SEO is probably not your best strategy. So before you go out and spend a lot of time or money, both very, very valuable resources on SEO, please make sure that you actually are using this strategy for a good purpose. Even more important, make sure that your website will actually convert, because SEO, like I said, creates traffic. And if you spend your resources on creating traffic, then first you must make sure that you can convert enough of that traffic on your website to get a good ROI from your investment. Okay,